Hey guys, Vietnam has finally done it. The 90-day visa is finally out. I've got emails. I actually got an email from my lawyer it was like 7 or 8 days ago about the information of it being official, and my agent got a hold of me today, and that's when I was like, oh shit, I gotta do this video. So I want to pop this out real quick for you guys. We're not gonna fluff it up. We're just gonna get to the point because nobody cares about the fluff. Let's just get to the point. How do we get it? What are the regulations? What are the rules? Can you renew this stupid thing? Can I update my 1 month? Yada yada yada. The information I'm going to give you is coming from an immigration lawyer, coming from a personal lawyer, and coming from an agent that works in immigration in Hanoi. So all this information is from the horse's mouth, as I guess that phrase goes. The first one, most important one, where do you get this visa? Get it from the website right here. I'll put it somewhere. Do not get this from an agent. This came from my agent friend saying, do not buy this visa from an agent. Get it through the website directly. Do not go through eVisa. Usually I recommend them to get your visas, but with this particular moment, I'm going to recommend strongly going through the government website of Vietnam. The reason I'm saying this is because already there's Facebook spams going out. There's all kinds of scams of agents saying, I can get your visa in a couple days for $35 or $45 or $60. And we'll talk about the time in a minute. But you want to avoid that. Every agent that takes your order goes through this very website. I've confirmed this. It's how it works. Get it through the website itself. No other way as of now. This is an eVisa. Treat it as such and get it as such. And speaking of their website, the cost is pretty straightforward. $25 for a single entry and $50 for the multiple entry for 3 months, or if you want to get the 1 month, I believe it's just $25 flat or something like that. I didn't check the price on that, I'm sorry. But those are the prices for that. And you do have the option of multiple visa runs. So if you plan on leaving and coming back, do get that one, because once you leave, you got to redo the whole process. Now, speaking of processes, this visa cannot be extended. Once your 3 month is over, it's over. You have to leave. You got to do a visa run. It's the same thing as with the 30-day or the 1 month visa. You have to leave and come back. Now, there is no limitation to how many times you can do this. So the benefit is you're doing this a whole lot less. Instead of every 28, 29 days of leaving the country, coming back, now you're doing it every 88 or 89 days. So that's kind of a relief. And it's cheaper overall because you're not paying for these airline flights or these buses to the border. And speaking of extending, if you have a 1 month visa, you cannot extend it or change it to a 3 month. You have to do a new run. Anytime you're doing anything with an eVisa, you have to just redo it. So if you have a 30-day and you want to get the 90-day, you're going to have to leave the country. But make sure you apply for it ahead of time. If anybody finds something out, let us know below. But as of right now, legally, there is no way to renew it. Now, speaking of applying for this visa, do this 8 to 10 days before you actually plan to go to Vietnam. Normally it's 72 hours. I think, was it 3 to 5 days, I believe it was. Do this at least 2 weeks in advance. I was told that Vietnam is already being smashed. The agents haven't been trained on really how to do this, and it's going to be a big cluster F, it sounds like. So apply 1 or probably 2 weeks in advance, just so you are okay, and you'll have a window. So once you get approved, you can just fly out here and jump into the country. You're good to go. You might lose a day or two, but it's better than flying into Vietnam and you have no eVisa, because they will kick you out. Remember we did that in Laos where we didn't have our eVisa just yet? We weren't able to get a VOA. VOAs are not allowed right now. So do this at least 8 to 10 days in advance. And speaking about extending that we talked about, you can extend it, but remember we talked last year about Decree 152. If you come to Vietnam with a 30-day visa, you find a job, or you get married, whatever you're doing, anything but retiring, because you can't retire in Vietnam legally. Get over it. With the law Decree 152, you can change that tourist visa, being a 1 month or a 3 month one, to a business visa or a work permit without having to leave the country. You still get that benefit. So if you are coming here to work, then you are going to be okay. Find the job, have them start doing the paperwork. You don't have to leave the country to come back to get a business visa. This is Decree 152 that allows this. So if your school tells you you have to, just bring up that rule. Show them documents, whatever you're going to do. No border runs required. So I hope that answers the questions on what's going on with this 90-day visa. And just to kind of give you a quick summarization, apply 8 to 14 days in advance for this visa. It's 3 months, $25 to $50 depending on if you do single or multiple. And this cannot be extended unless you take advantage of Decree 152 and take your tourist visa to a business visa or a work permit. It's the only exception. And also, if you're on a 30-day visa, there is no way to make that 30-day into a 90-day visa. You have to leave and get a new visa. There is no exceptions to the eVisa extensions. There are none. So hopefully I helped you guys out. Let me know below if you have any questions, or if you are coming out here to teach. I started selling these books. They're for activities and lesson plans. They're selling like crazy. The reviews are, why are you missing out? Everyone's getting these and they're starting to crush it. This is the time to get a job in Vietnam and Cambodia. So get ahead of the pack. So till then, guys, I will see you again.